That is one big pile of shit.
A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
There's always a bigger fish.
At last we will reveal ourselves to the Jedi.
I shall become more powerful than you can possibly imagine.
I slaughtered them like animals.
Then want to sell me death sticks.
Then you're my enemy.
Laugh it up, fuzzball.
You have your moments.
That's impossible!
You must learn control.
Keeping with the trusty adage, starve a cold, disgust a fever.
So this is from Fiction Horizon, which is not balanced yet balanced fan reporting about different shows and everything. It's a, I think, almost semi-normal website. Anyway, they're basically lamenting, I think, or not, the fact that The Acolyte will likely never get a second season. But they're not blaming the wokeness. They're blaming how much it cost. And then later in the article, they say out loud in the article, where did all the money go? Because it didn't cost $180 million. Okay. It probably cost $10 million. And from what I've heard, it was a bad $10 million because none of it shows up in the series. I mean, none of the money spent shows up in the series. The writing is subpar, the acting is subpar, the storytelling's non-existent, and of course, it is woke. I think a lot of the reason why, look, the ratings have crashed. I mean, even Puck.com said it had a quote-unquote respectable opening 2 episodes and then fell. And they tried to compare it to Ahsoka and other Star Wars TV shows that they think didn't do well. The problem with this is it is woke, and that's why no one wanted to watch it. And then add, where's the money spent? Where was the money spent? Okay, these are the questions that need to be asked. But the problem with The Acolyte is that it was woke. That's the first problem. And everybody that was part of this knew it was going to be woke because of who, right here, Leslie Headland, Leslie Legohead, was writing, producing, and directed a lot of it. Okay, she can't direct. All right, she's not a good storyteller. You kind of wonder how and what she knew about Harvey Weinstein in order to get where she is. It's really interesting to me going on. But let's see how woke it is, really.
Because nerds are gay.
Well, some nerds are very not gay and are very threatened by gay
Well, that's
stuff.
true. But
Yeah.
in my world, nerds are gay.
Are you telling me, with a straight face, that C-3PO is straight?
They're a couple. That's what I think. But this is more outward.
I think it's canon.
So, yes, it is woke. All right, they're saying it. They're joking around. But there's Leslie Headland. And she said it before in other interviews. How fucking faggy this would be. And it is. Okay? And then they go as far as treating Manny Jacinto like a piece of meat. Headland's friend, Rebecca, attacking and verbally abusing a male actor behind the scenes. Not just once, but all the time. And you're like, okay, but no, it's not woke. Okay, it's it is woke. Okay, so just stop trying to rationalize what was up on the screen. Okay. And of course, and the quote unquote, what they reported, $180 million. And then people who've seen it go, well, we didn't see it up on the screen. That is a movie budget. The episodes are too short because she really probably only filmed 4 episodes. And the guys at Lucasfilm had to take it and finish it for her because they weren't going to let her do any more. She gave Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni unfinished crap. So here is the new critic score is 80%. Even the critics are now starting to be honest about this garbage. Okay. They're starting to be honest about it. And that's the thing. And that's why I think, Star Wars Theory loved him to death, but he's like, oh yeah, she's got a second season. And Hedlund says they've been talking about it. That's meaningless. That's like Sharmina Obaid-Chinoy saying she's got a Star Wars film. And then the black pills and the shills running with it. It's like, until it comes out of Bob Iger's mouth, and that has not, she doesn't have a Star Wars film. Okay, that's all right. And, the stuff with the Acolyte Season 2, why? No one's going to watch it. No one cares. And it's absolutely amazing that people actually almost seem like they want it to have a second season. The people that hate it. Because they literally cannot understand how business works. Okay, I know how it works. Hedlund has to be brought in by Disney again. And look, this thing was garbage. Okay, it's hot. It's bad storytelling. No one likes it. Get over it. 86% of the fans hate it. So there you go. Okay? And to be honest, the only person who's responsible for it really is Kathleen Kennedy, because she was the one who actually allowed the pitch that Hedlund made and thought it was great. Okay. I know, we're all scratching our heads wondering, what the fuck? And so let's talk more.
The dark side of the Force is a pathway to many abilities some consider to be unnatural.
Parent, in what you're doing here, genetic power is the most awesome force the planet's ever seen, but you wield it like a kid that's found his dad's gun.
It's hardly appropriate to start hurling generalizations.
If I may, I'll tell you the problem with the scientific power that you're using here. It didn't require any discipline to attain it. You read what others had done, and you took the next step. You didn't earn the knowledge for yourselves, so you don't take any responsibility for it. You stood on the shoulders of geniuses to accomplish something as fast as you could, and before you even knew what you had, you patented it and packaged it and slapped it on a plastic lunchbox, and now you're selling it. You want to sell it. Well,
I don't think you're giving us our due credit. Our scientists have done things which nobody's ever done before.
Yeah, but your scientists were so preoccupied with whether or not they could, they didn't stop to think if they should.
So when they get called out for this thing being woke trash, Leslie Hedlund goes on the Nerdist to be interviewed. Star Wars Theory has a very in-depth video. I watched it on the way back from Wisconsin. And she does contradict herself several times. She'll say one thing, then she'll recant it in the next breath. She's trying to do damage control, and it's not going to work. Okay, this is no longer damage control. It's reputation control. Now, whose fault is this? Kathleen Kennedy's. She's the one that hired her. She's the one who fell for the pitch. And it's the same crap that Rian Johnson pulled. When you've got Leslie Hedlund crowing out loud that George Lucas Star Wars is like the Catholic Church, and Rian Johnson's is like Martin Luther, that should set off alarm bells. All right, people who are mad at George, and do I have to play the video of her bashing him again? I don't think so. Don't like Star Wars. Okay, they don't like it. They wanted to find fault with it. They wanted to take what George created and shit all over it. Look, I've said this before, I'll say this again. This show is exactly like, and I mean The Acolyte, is exactly like TLJ. It's mean-spirited. Now, if you read the Nerdist interview, and there was, of course, the interview with the bitches from Mary Sue, Rachel Leichelman or something like that. I can't remember Blonde Fatty's name. You know, she's backtracking on what she said about George. Then, of course, there's Rian Johnson attacking George with The Last Jedi. You know, look, when you make Mark Hamill cry, and he's not a stable person, if you watch him on, especially right now, since the assassination attempt that was attempted on Donald Trump's life, he's gone unhinged lunatic. All right, not a stable person. So you put him in this situation with this guy who feels, and I mean Rian Johnson here, who feels threatened and bullied by Mark Hamill. And the guy does everything he can, I'm opening up a can of soda, to humiliate Mark. You have to understand it's going to add to Mark's resentment and bitterness over the way the guy's career has gone. Okay? I mean, you gotta understand that that's what happened. Okay, so now you don't have a big actor in The Acolyte. You don't have Harrison Ford, a Carrie Fisher, a Mark Hamill, a Liam Neeson. Interestingly enough, the Nerdist interview that Hedlund did, she talks about Qui-Gon Jinn. She talks about how her virgins in the Force doesn't negate Anakin. It's like, yes, it does. Okay, just stop. Look, we know what you did, and you did it deliberately. Okay, that's a myriad of things. Unlike Rian Johnson, Hedlund is now very scared for her reputation. Okay, that's why she's doing all this damage control, and it's not going to work. Okay, just read the article from Fiction Horizon, and I'm going to leave a link to the Nerdist interview. It's a long one, by the way, and one for the Star Wars theory breakdown of the interview with the Nerdist. Okay, just for you guys to watch and reference. Leave a comment after you've seen this stuff, or seen the video, or read the articles. This is Steph signing out. I'll see you around the galaxy.